All right, y'all. So if I'm looking down, just so you guys know, I've been setting these notes. I wrote these notes out this morning when I was in the sauna. Today, I'm going to be talking about Stoicism. I really want to get into this point of Stoicism. Ultimately, being a Stoic is the internal life, not the external life, or going elsewhere to find your validation, going elsewhere to find your motivation, going elsewhere to find your sense of worth, your sense of self. So it's not about finding yourself out there through either external means, material means, all this different type of stuff. So we're going to get into some types of things with Stoicism, and then also kind of like my path is this disclaimer. I'm going to rant. I am going to be angry. I am going to be frustrated in this video. And ultimately it's for a purpose, and it's for, a good reason. And I think for me, it's just, this is just putting it into perspective for me. I'm not doing this for anybody. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this and not in an egotistic, narcissistic, arrogant type of way. It's just not that. Some people will understand, some people won't, and that's totally fine. That's totally cool. But ultimately, I just plan on being as authentic and transparent and original as possible for the way that I exude myself and express myself and create. So let's jump into this. If I look down, it's just because I have, like all of my notes and all this type of shit. So today we're talking about Stoicism. As a Spartan racer, yes, I've done 2 Spartan races. As a Spartan racer, one thing I've learned as what Stoicism talks about is the obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way, which means that when you see an obstacle or you have an obstacle come up in your life, this video is going to be a little long. When you have an obstacle in your life, ultimately what you're doing is you will either allow that obstacle to not allow you to do that obstacle. So the fence is only there for the people for the fence is there for. But everybody can climb the fence. If you find a will, if you have a will, then there's a way. And so the obstacle is the way, meaning that the journey is the path, not necessarily the destination. So you have to fall in love with the process. See, these are all different types of synonyms and even quotes that are synonyms or synonymous, or they're very similar, synchronistic in many different aspects, okay? Now, the obstacle is the way, meaning maybe you must learn patience through different types of things. Maybe you must learn, wealth, true richness, true rareness, true fitness, true rippedness, in fitness, ripped, rich, rare. Okay. So as you cultivate these types of aspects of yourself, as you cultivate these types of levels of yourself, what you're going to be doing is having plenty of obstacles. Some of them are going to be 35 obstacle course races. Some of them are going to be 15 obstacle course races. Some of them are going to be 13 miles long, and some of them are going to be 3 miles long in the terms of a Spartan race. Let's use it as an analogy. Okay. And so fall in love with the process, fall in love with every type of obstacle, fall in love with, the parallettes, fall in love with lifting heavy, fall in love with, mud carry, fall in love with crawling through the mud and all this different type of shit. It's going to make you better. It's going to make you better. And this is obviously just an analogy, okay? Because as I get in this video, you're going to see exactly kind of what I'm getting at, where we are rising above. We are kings. We are emperors, many different types of things like that. I'm going to do a video on that too, and queens, and for queens. But ultimately it's going to be, what is a king? What is a queen? What is a princess? What is a prince? What is an emperor? What is a king? What is a god? All these different types of things. And this is triggering to a lot of different people. But if you actually understand the dynamics of it, you have to kind of go based on, the levels of things. The levels of things. Where, let's just get into it for just a brief moment. A king is somebody who is honored by many princes. So a prince has, potential. Okay. Are they building on that potential? Are they cultivating through that potential? That's up to them. Okay. They are set up. They have nobility. They have many different types of things. A king is respected by many other kings and many other queens, many other princesses, and many other princes, okay? So an emperor is a king of kings, okay? A king of kings. So an emperor is somebody who has an empire where they have a multitude of kings, okay? And they're an emperor. So there's levels to it. See, that's the thing is when I say you're an empress, or when I say you're a queen, or when I say you're a king, or when I say you're an emperor, I really mean what I'm saying based on the perception and perspective of what I've seen, your actions aligning with your integrity and many other different things in your life. I'm not going to just hand out those words lightly for myself and for the people in my life. Now, ultimately, with that said, disclaimer, like I said, there's going to be venting, anger, different types of things in this video. It's all good. So to kick off this video, I'm just stating how I'm being and how I'm living my life, okay? I'm not speaking for other people. I'm not speaking for what other people should do. I'm not speaking how other people should live. I'm speaking from the point of extreme ownership of my life and authenticity and originality of my own life and my own body, mind, soul complex. Okay, so obviously these different types of things will connect to Stoicism. Okay, so Stoicism is more the internal. It's the emotional control. It's the emotional stability, resilience in your life. So you're not always allowing things to get to you. You're not always allowing things to, if somebody has a bad day and they try to project it on you, it's whether you choose to allow them to permeate your emotional field and your aura to where you would be, you know, in that type of thing. Can you be compassionate without always exuding those types of things? Absolutely. And see, I think that there's like levels of stoicism, and I think being a stoic is a very, 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 very important thing. So this is going to be a really huge thing, guys, because we're going to be talking about accountability and responsibility, and not many people want to take accountability or responsibility for their own actions and their own lives. But not only that, but then when people call them out on it, a lot of people still will not even try to take their own accountability or responsibility for their own actions. So I'm realizing that, I made a ton of mistakes in my past, and I'm going to get all into that. I made a ton of different types of things in my past, but I'm going to make sure that this evolves and grows in my everyday life, okay? In the positive form, in the high vibrational form of myself, the most high version of myself. Okay, so these notes that I've been taking, ultimately, Stoicism comes down to bettering self, to improving self, but also self-acceptance. So there's a lot of different Stoic quotes. I'm not going to get all into that. But there are a few Stoic quotes that really hit home for me, where, you know, a man who is satisfied or a woman who is satisfied with even just a little will be rewarded with a lot more. But somebody who is not satisfied with even just enough, will never ever have enough, because they won't be satisfied. That is a very important Stoic aspect and emotional aspect of your life. It means be grateful for the fucking little things. Be grateful for the fucking little things. Like literally, like be happy that you used to be a drug addict. Be happy that you used to be a drug user. Be happy that you used to be an alcoholic. I'm happy that I used to be an alcoholic. I'm happy at all that type of shit, because it's taught me where I am today. It's helped me grow to who I am today. Okay. So one big thing in Stoicism is self-discipline, self-control, self-reliance, selfless self-love, selfless self-care, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-excellence, self-improvement, and self-acceptance. As you get to these aspects of yourself, building yourself, what is this leading to? The cliche saying is we must first change ourselves to change the expression of how we perceive the world or how the world perceives us, okay? We cannot change the world before we change ourselves. This includes people, okay? Outside places, outside things, outside situations, outside environments. You can't change any of that stuff outside, but you can control your emotional state and how you respond towards those. A lot of those things are going to try to get your reaction, but not your response. A lot of people will not necessarily like a conscious response. They want an unconscious, immediate reaction. But instead of having for me, I choose to emanate a conscious, ideal response, okay? A slower response rather than just an immediate unconscious reaction to those different types of things. That's why all of these social media sites, it's all about reactions. It's all about this type of shit. But all the stuff that's actually really good for you, they tell people how to have better response ability, how to have better respond ability, how to actually have the ability to be accounted for, to account for your own abilities, to have cape abilities, meaning like superhero cape abilities, meaning that you have specific things based in your genetic DNA that is perfect for you and what you are supposed to bring. If we are breathing, we have purpose. If we are breathing, then we have life. And so in that life, we have purpose and passion and then pleasure, if there's even pleasure. But the person who seeks pleasure will never live a purposeful life. But one who seeks purpose will always be pleased. Okay? So these are just very, very important aspects of Stoicism that generally we don't tend to speak on as consistent as we might like. So we must first change ourselves and not the outside. So if you don't like things that are going on the outside, then it's also how do I respond to it internally? It doesn't even you don't even have to communicate it to other people. I don't have to communicate it to other types of people. I don't have to communicate anybody else. Okay? This is for the people who are really in that self-development, self-improvement, self-acceptance. Okay? Maybe they've gone through a lot of shit and they really want to be a better person. They really want to see other people be better. Like, it's not just about me, guys. It's not just about me. It's about other people. It's about building up other people. It's about waking up early, not for myself. I could sleep in, but I choose to wake up early. And the reason why is to help other people, to be ready for other people. When they wake up, I'm already 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours ready for them to receive them and for them to receive me. Okay? So we cannot change places, things, situations, environments, but we can change how we respond in those environments, and we could show up to those environments differently already. You know that when you show up to a specific place that you just show up different. A lot of people see you that you show up differently, that you are different, that you look different, that you act different, that you are different, that you have different, in positive ways. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about my old self and my ego. And ultimately, this is exactly why I am expressing this. Like, how am I doing this? How am I changing my situations? How am I changing my places? How am I changing the environments? How am I changing things and changing how I respond to people, even though that people might want me to react a certain way? For a long time, I used to be controlling. For a long time, I was judgy and would try to change people, would try to change the outside to feel better inside. And it's ass backwards ultimately, but what I'm really getting at with this, comment is you first must change your emotion and your mindset and even your actions, your doing, your being, your having. You have to change these aspects of yourself before the outside changes. It's an internal state. The outside is an expression of your internal state. So, and it's interconnected through many different levels of spells, and you don't have to believe me. That's totally fine. Do not mind. Do not mind if you believe me or not. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. Now, what am I speaking? The truth. Absolutely. See, the thing is how do you communicate with your external world? How do you communicate to many other different types of aspects within? So how do you feel? How do you think about your external reality and in conjunction with your internal state of being? So as you align your internal state of being, you raise your vibration internally and build this state of being, it's going to show you the outside is a mirror. The outside is, look up the mirror principle. The outside is a mirror. If you smile at the mirror will smile back, okay? It might take a little bit of a buffering time, but it will ultimately smile back. Because that's getting through those spells. That's getting through those types of things. So if you frowned at the world for 5 years and you just started smiling, it might take 5 months for the outside to catch up. If you smile every day for 5 months, it'll catch up. to the aspect of, okay, this is what the mirror is going to show now because this is what I'm exuding from within. So to cultivate, ultimate healthy relationships, ultimate wealthy lifestyle, ultimate health in your life. So these different types of things, as you exude health, wealth, and relationships at the highest, most high version of myself, of ourselves, ultimately, you are going to start to see more aspect of those things show up in your life. Okay. And then that's also cultivating the abundance mindset synchronistically and in divinity and simultaneously with those types of things as you smile at the mirror. Okay. As you smile at life internally, you must have an internal smile. This is like a meditative thing of learning, but you have an internal smile about life. Even when people try to bring you down, when people try to crucify you, when people try to hurt you, it's not even that. It's more emotional and mental and all this type of stuff. It's all about like the unseen realm. You have to look at it from the aspect of you are going to cultivate and build yourself. You cultivate and build yourself. You get stronger in the gym. You get stronger in the gym. You get stronger in your mindset. You get stronger in your heart. You stop listening to toxic music. You stop listening to toxic movies. You stop listening to toxic people. Get that out of your fucking head. And those people, negative energy, get away, get elite. Like literally, get away, get delete. For real. As Kabaka P says, get away, get elite. So for a long time, y'all, I used to be like so like I wanted to control. You have to act like me for you to be better. And it's like, honestly, you can act however the fuck you want to act. I'm going to show you how I act, and this is what makes me better. And so if you want to follow suit, go ahead and follow suit, but I'm not asking you to follow suit. Maybe I used to, but I'm not asking anymore. Okay? I'm doing this and cultivating and building myself. So let's stay on, okay? So I used to care about the mob, being a mobster. I used to care about what is the gang doing? What are my friends doing? What is my family doing? What is everybody else but me doing? And I used to self-sacrifice my empathetic, beautiful energy, my compassion, my love for friends and family gossip, for just church gossip and just a bunch of stuff that I used to sacrifice my sobriety to placate. See, and you guys don't even understand half these words sometimes, but I used to, subject my sobriety and diminish my sobriety, which is in many religious texts, so then I could placate beautiful people, men and women, in many different levels. If you actually really get to the point where you are sacrificing your energy for other people, you have to internally look at that. Like, what? I've already blocked a lot of people. I've already got rid of a lot of people in my life. And I don't mind getting rid of 1,000 fucking more. I really don't. Extreme ownership is the way. As you start to build and cultivate yourself, as you start to get purpose and have purpose in your life, you're really going to start to see that evolution is an internal state of being, and the right ones will follow you. The wrong ones, they're automatically going to leave you. Because if you're raising your vibration, the people who are down here, if you keep raising, you're going to separate anyways. Or if they go with you, then you guys are going to stay friends. You're going to stay family. You're going to stay soul tribe. But if you keep increasing your vibration and nobody's increasing their vibration, but then they still wonder, why don't we hang out? I see why you want me to hang out with you, because you're a fucking leech, because you're a fucking vampire, because all you want is my resources. All you want is my stuff. All you want is my things. All you want is my connections. All you want is my network. All you want is my money. All you want is my mindset. All you want is my emotions. All you want is my spirituality. But you don't want to have anything to do with me, and you actually don't even want to put in the fucking work. You want to save time and make me invest all the time, but you just get all the fucking answers for free because you don't want to invest money. You don't want to invest your body. You don't want to invest time. You don't want to invest your mindset. So what are you investing? You don't invest anything. You don't even know what an investment is because you're probably a liability. And that's why I cut you out of my life, because you're a liability. and many different levels. So level up, fucking level up. And I'm not saying that you're beneath me or anything. I'm just saying that the people who are going to listen to this and vibe with this, they're going to understand it. They're going to see it from a specific perspective. They're not going to see me coming at them. They're going to see it of, okay, the people who are listening to this, it's generally like present company excluded. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm going through. You feel like you barely have friends. You feel like you barely have family. You feel like you barely have people, but you also know that they're watching you. They're watching your every move. They're watching everything you do. And that's why it's important to cultivate stoicism. That's why it's important to cultivate a positive emotional mindset. That's why it's great to help people and build people and help cultivate people and cultivate yourself, because you can't even cultivate people unless they ask you. They're not ready until they ask you. That's a big thing in marketing. They are not ready until they ask, what are you doing? How are you rich? How are you this rich? How are you this fit? How are you this wealthy? How are you this good in relationships? That's it right there. Probably 10 more minutes, guys. You know, this is the vibe. This is the vibe. I know that you guys been really probably feeling this yourself. You're listening this long. This is not projection. Okay, I have no accountability, no responsibility. This is, like just many different types of things. Okay, a lot of the world is highly flawed by low vibe choices, and then they react low vibe with no accountability and no responsibility, no respect for themselves, no respect for others, no respect for their bodies, no respect for other people's bodies, their minds, no respect for other people's minds, and generally no victor mindsets, and they generally have victim mindsets. This is a projection of no accountability and responsibility. They'll say it's someone else's fault. They'll say someone else is the problem. Somebody else has responsibility. They'll say I can't do it because. They say I can't do it because. They'll say I can't do it because, and then they'll say this. I just don't vibe with this. I don't vibe with this. In fact, I'm inspired to project the exact opposite through my internal state of being, through my perceived actions, and through how people perceive my actions. Okay? So in fact, I cannot control how somebody perceives my actions, but I can control my actions in a way that if I build myself to an emotionally stable and emotionally resilient being and continuously be emotionally stable and resilient and stoic and cultivate myself through, saving, expanding, growing, investing my portfolio, building assets, limiting liabilities. Why would I have vampiric, parasitic, polytrickster, liabilities in my life? Why would I not limit those? See, but the thing is like they come from a victim mindset. I don't need anybody with a victim mindset. You can go over there. You can literally go over there. If you're a victim in your life where this all happened to me, like shit, man, like I've been through some shit. Okay. And I'm not going to ever be like, woe is me. I used to be there. I used to fucking be there. But no, honestly, this is a time for me to grow. This is a time for me to develop. This is a time for me to expand and win. This is a time for me to look at my past as something that has helped build me, has helped grow me, all these different types of things. And I love each and every being in my life. I want you all to know this, okay? I love each and every single one of you. That's why I make videos like this. 2, 3, 4, 5 on the chat. So instead of me going out there and trying to change out there someone else, something else, what they're doing, what they're listening to, what they're entertaining, or what entertainment they're watching. Entertainment means mind, entertainment. So how they entertain their minds, what they're watching, what they're studying or not studying, what they're doing, having, being, what their mindsets are, how their bodies look, how they identify with their bodies, what they put in their bodies, what they put in their minds. I'm grateful to be my highest self, for myself in all spaces, time, paradigms, and I'm focusing on bettering my internal self, the connection between me and God. God is internal. I am building. I'm not saying that it's the ego. It's not the ego, okay? It's not TC. I'm saying that God is inside all of us, okay? And as you start to Go inside of yourself. There's two voices in your head. One's going to tell you to drink. One's going to tell you to be sober. One's going to tell you to do drugs, and one's going to not tell you to do drugs. One is going to say, go to the fucking gym. It's 3:45 in the morning. You need to fucking wake up. There's going to be the other person, sleep in. See what I'm saying? So what voice are you listening to? The voice that you feed is the life you live. The voice that you feed is the life you live. So I'm grateful to be my highest self for myself in all space-time paradigms and realities, to focus on bettering my internal, eternal self. Let me give you some examples. Having gratitude regardless if you think I should have gratitude. So going to the gym, doing better, not just doing the best I can possibly do, not just a little bit better. Having my business flourishing and already done in marketing, arising early, becoming financially free, becoming time free, being and becoming energetically free, being and becoming more peaceful and joyful and blissful and ecstatic in my life, caring about my life and my mindset more than how I think someone thinks of me. Okay? Someone's judgments or gossip of me is their business. Someone's limited perspective on me is their business, if they even have those types of perspectives. I am in my high vibe. I keep raising my vibrations. I'm in a high vibe to inspire positive change, not only in my life, but in many other people's lives through my own actions, which is Stoicism. I'm impressing and expressing my positive spirituality, which is ultimately love in action, compassion. Love in action is compassion. Okay? I won't ask someone to change. I shall hold people accountable through my actions. I shall hold people accountable through my own actions. I don't have to speak up on what I think is right and what you think is right, or what you think is wrong or what I think is wrong. Through my actions, I'm telling you what I believe is right and what I believe is wrong, and every person is. Okay? So if you condone cheating, then boom. If you condone gossip, boom. If you condone laziness, boom. If you condone those different types of things, if you condone no responsibility, no accountability, I shall hold me accountable. And this is it. By holding me accountable, I will therefore express how I believe being held accountable is. See, I wrote this perfectly. I shall hold me accountable. This is it. And by holding me accountable, I will therefore express how I believe being held accountable is. It's internal to external. So listen to your music, but you're not allowed to project your music onto me. Listen to your movies, but you're not allowed to project it onto me. I prefer high vibes only. Those are the only vibes of music and movies that shall be projected onto me. How I live my life, or how you live your life, is how we live life. How you live your life is how you live your life. My life is an example of how I believe we as people can live for sustainable, free energy, fit, wealthy, prosperous relationships, prosperous families, good quality friends through my actions. I'm focusing on being the most high version in my health, my wealth, and my relationships. Being the fittest, the richest, and the liveliest in all aspects of my life and within my relationships is all I'm consistently and constantly focused on. This is it. I don't have any time to entertain hoes. I don't have any time to entertain 304s, man sluts, brokes, bummies, bitches, guys with bitch tits, drunk people, high people, lazy pieces of shit. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for simping. I don't have time for wasting time. It's not that I don't care about your selfish selfie posts. It's that I care more about selfless posts. I care more about selfless posts, selfless self-care, selfless positivity, helping your friends, following, helping your community, helping members of your life, your family, your friends, your tribes. Stoicism is about taking action internally, taking full accountability and responsibility. I used to spend $15,000 on a car just to impress other fucking people. And now I don't care about impressing other fucking people. That used to be the external, and I would seek other people's validation. Now I don't do that. I validate my internal state of being. I don't care about impressing anybody because most are not looking from the perspective I'm looking from anyways. Okay? I'm looking from a higher perspective. And now because I don't care about impressing people, and because I am not always seeking to impress people, I'm actually rewarded the 15,000 times 15, 15 times faster and 15 times easier. I'm grateful to be in this life and have the life I have. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, but I no longer need to learn those lessons. And I no longer need to help people try to learn those lessons because I've already tried to go down that road to help the drug addicts, to help the drunkards, to help the promiscuous, to help the sluts, to help the hoes. I've tried to help, people who exercise rosters. I've tried. And they will placate their own mind frames and justify their way of living through what they believe is right. And I'm not going to try to control them. Now, you don't have to try to control anybody. What you can do is leave the situation. You don't have to be in the situation. You don't have to be in the environment. You don't have to be at the place. You don't have to be with those people. You don't have to be with those ideas. You don't have to be with those things. That's how you do it. So now people, if you're continuously listening to this, you know me. And if you know me, then you know that I've separated myself from specific situations and environments. Okay? And if you're hearing this, then you know why now. You know why now, because I'm cultivating a higher self. And yeah, it's going to take some fucking time. Yeah, it's going to take some time to scale my business, but I'm scaling my business. It's going to take a little bit of time to scale multiple businesses and multiple streams of income, but I'm doing it. And I'm closer to doing it than not. Okay? And it's not even about followers. It's not about this type of stuff. It's about helping people. It's about building people up. Cultivating your tribe and your soul tribe and your high vibe tribe. Okay? Like Christ. I work hard to transcend ego. My ego, other people's egos. I work hard to transcend my old self. I'm working hard. And in no way am I a narcissistic POS. In no way am I vain. In no way am I arrogant. In no way am I trying to gloat or gloating. In no way am I filled with pride. I'm proud of my results. But I do not do it, and I will not gloat, and I do not gloat. I allow my success and my successful actions to speak for themselves, for itself. And my successful self is light in vibration. And so it can definitely seem to some people that my light sheds on their darkness and they become insecure through different types of things. This happens with many people. That's why it's also good to disassociate from your ego. You're always going to have an ego, but it's to disassociate from it. It's not to react always in how people are going to trigger you. Now, I don't have to follow people. I don't have to follow people if I don't want to. Just like you don't have to follow me if you don't want to. This is by our own choice. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to watch this video. Stoicism, there's like 5 minutes left. Stoicism for me is about taking absolute ownership, extreme ownership, accountability for my actions. I'm the reason I did everything. I'm the reason I do everything. I made plenty of mistakes and I take ownership for those mistakes. I also take ownership for the successes in my life. Okay, and I will continue to take ownership for the successes in my life. I learned early. There's a Stoic quote about if you're gonna learn anything, it's like a Stoic philosophy quote. If you're gonna do something and you're gonna do something terrible, do it when you're young. So then you learn the lesson really quick, and then you can continue to move and continue to grow. And I've been at that point for years now, where there's no reason for me to drink. There's no reason for me to smoke. There's no reason for me to do drugs. There's no reason to hang out with toxic, gossip people. There's no reason for me to do any of these types of things. There's no reason to wake up late. There's no reason to be lazy. There's no reason to listen to rape and cheating. There's no reason to listen to flex culture and win lose culture, yes no culture, all this type of fucking shit. But I don't have to, I'm grateful. I made plenty of mistakes. I take ownership. To be grateful for the things most aren't even grateful for. So I'm glad I used to be a drug addict. I'm glad I used to be an alcoholic. I'm glad I used to seek validation. I'm glad I used to not go to the gym. I'm glad I used to eat like shit. I'm glad I used to game. I'm glad I used to party. I'm glad I used to be materialistic and be all about the flashy money shit and all my cars and what type of car am I driving? What place am I traveling? What kind of hose I have in the back? What kind of pictures are we taking? You know, what type of shit are we posting? What kind of, flex can I flex on other people? But I'm even more happy and more grateful for the lesson learned, in this. I'm even more happy and more grateful. I'm a minimalist who is rich in all areas of my life. I don't always have to have the materialistic aspects and the material projections of wealth, okay? I'm even more happy and grateful. I'm an increasingly winning person. I'm increasingly building my wealth, health, my joyfulness in my relationships. I'm increasing the relationship with my girl. I'm increasing the relationships with my family, my business tribes. Shout out. My friends, my soul high vibe tribes, not just in meeting people. I'm grateful that I'm doing all these types of things, not just meeting people. Not just having one or two things in common, which is generally drugs, food, alcohol. If those three things are in order, drugs, food, and alcohol, if those are all drugs. So if you're using those things to meet people, you don't really care about those people. You probably don't. See, me, I can meet a breatharian and go talk with a breatharian, and we don't even have to eat, but we can literally be sustained and build so much love and so much cultivation of energy within both of us that it's passionate. It's lovely. We don't always have to eat and do drugs and do all that type of shit. See what I'm saying? There's a different energy to it. You don't generally have to eat or consume anything if you are in a high vibe place, high vibe environment, high vibe people, okay? I'm grateful I'm building relationships with my girl, my family, my business tribes, my friends, my soul high vibe tribe, not just meeting people. I'm discerning of who I let in my life, not just allowing everyone in my life. It's an honor and privilege to be in my life. And this is only earned through mutual self-respect and intense integrity of self, which means that I hold myself to a highly self-respected manner and a highly intense, integrated integrity manner. So hold yourself to integrity. And by holding yourself to this integrity and this self-respect, then what you're going to do is you're going to attract people on the same tribe, the same vibe, and that's how you attract your tribe. Okay, you're going to be magnetic, or you're going to have magnetism or charisma to attract those high vibe people into your tribes. This is how you do it, y'all. I'm even more happy and grateful I validate my own paradigm of reality. I am clairvoyant enough to a level where I know I'm right. I know I was wrong. I know I am improving. I know I was not as good as I could be. Okay? I'm even more happy I have the gym and mindset and physical training and mental training and emotional training and spiritual training. I'm glad that I eat my macros amazingly. I'm happy I'm sober because I used to not be. I'm happy I'm loyal because I used to not be. I'm happy I'm successful and determined because I used to not be. I'm happy I'm successful. I'm happy. I'm not asking for anyone to validate this. I'm not asking for anybody to say, yeah, good job. I'm not asking for likes. I'm not asking for comments. This is for me. This video specifically. I'm just stating this. Live your life how you're going to live it. If it isn't for respect for yourself or others, I'm going to minimize my time with you. I'm going to distance myself with you. If you do not value yourself or your relationships, if you do not value yourself or your wealth, if you do not value yourself or your health, then we are already going to be at a cognitive dissonance, and we're not going to be in resonance of vibrational frequency, because I am maximizing my time in respecting myself, respecting my relationships, respecting my business, respecting my wealth, my health, my relationships with my friends and my family, and eventually my kids and my animals. I only have time for high vibe people. It's not all about me. I'm making myself better to give this person away to the world. Like Christ would. Like Christ would. I'm making myself better to give away to the world. I'm not keeping it for myself. It's not all about me. But it does start with me. Who is me to you? Who is me to you? Not just who am I to you, but who is, from your perspective, close your eyes. Who is me? Who is I? Who am I? Who is me? You see what I'm saying? Okay, from this aspect, I don't need outward validation. I don't need expectations. I don't expect anybody to do anything. I'm not going to expect anybody to do anything. I'm not going to expect anybody to do anything for me. That's just where I've been at in my life. Because outer validation comes from low frequency. How? How does outer validation come from low frequency? How? How does it? Because high vibe is self-confident. High vibe is self-esteem. High vibe is self-reliant. High vibe is self-love. High vibe is self-dependent. And that does not mean that you do not cultivate people. That's the crazy part is there has to be the part where you build with people. Eventually you get to the point where you are building, and you cultivate yourself, you self-accept yourself to such a high level, and you self-improve yourself to such a high level to where you attract those people in your life, okay? And you are gonna bring those people into your life and they're gonna already be able to resonate with you, okay? Low frequency is dependence. Low frequency is codependent. Low frequency is needing rosters and validation from multiple people. Low frequency is overly clingy. Not just cute clingy, not just like flirty and clingy and touchy. It's overly clingy. On the other spectrum of for like guys, overly possessive. Somebody's overly possessive. Heavily attached, either side. Unattractive, low frequency is dependent, unattractive, attached in a negative manner. Not positively attached, but negatively and heavily attached. And needing validation for their actions. The reason why they need validation for their actions is because those actions aren't right. They need other people to say it's okay for them to be able to do it. Okay, but people don't understand law. They don't understand law and energy and frequency and vibration. As long as if you don't allow it, it's not going to come in your life, or it'll come in your life significantly less. Significantly less. See, like cheating or gossip or eating bad or complaining all require more than one person. Let me say that again. Like cheating or gossip, or eating bad, or complaining all require more than one person. More than two people generally. Validating yourself, loyalty to your woman, or your man, or your queen, or your king, or your empress, or your emperor, requires yourself. It requires yourself. It requires yourself. Others is internal. Being loyal to others is internal, only requiring one person, being the one. No victim mentalities, no pussy ass mindsets, no bullshit complaints, no gossip, no excuses. In conclusion, be on the grind. Speaking to myself, be on the grind. Show me you're worth my time being around, and increase like I said, y'all. You're increasing and you keep going. This person's still right here, but you're out of the frame now. So you're already in a higher frame, okay? But if you guys go together, then you guys can go out of the frame together, okay? But if one's going up, one's going down, you're gonna have cognitive dissonance real quick. But if you guys are going together, it's gonna be more in resonance and more in unison. So show me that you're worth my time being around, or don't. Show me that you care enough to improve your life and imagine a better life for yourself. Show me. Or don't. Either way, I'm not going to allow my emotional aspect, my responsibility, my accountability for my life, for my mindset, my emotions, my spirit, my physicality, to depend on that, on someone else. I am very, very happy where I'm at. I'm very grateful where I'm at. I'm very, very, very grateful. I know that this was redundant. I know that this was a lot of venting, a lot of cussing, a lot of different types of things. But I know that there's someone out there who resonates with exactly what I'm saying, which is totally fine. And it has nothing to do with whether you resonate with it or not, or that go TC, go spiritual shepherd. It's not about that. It's more, I'm stating it to God. I'm stating it to the universe. I'm stating it to myself that I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over you. I'm over justifying being lazy. I'm over justifying being fat. I'm over justifying, not going to the gym, not pushing your hardest, giving your hardest intensity, learning spirituality, reading, whether it's the Bible or anything, just reading in general. How often do you read other than like politics or the news? Like, read something greater. Read something greater. Read something to improve yourself, to accept yourself more. Forgive yourself, love yourself. And not to a degree where it's narcissistic. It's not narcissistic to care about your body. Okay, you were given a body. Okay, so take care of it. It's a temple. It's your temple. And by exuding and how properly you take care of your temple, you're gonna tell other people how other people can treat you and how you allow to be treated or not be treated. See, let's close on this. When somebody says, TC, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? It's not what I do. It's what I don't do. It's what I don't do. It's what I don't do. So I'm not, that was my big thing, like throughout these 5 years, and it still is. It's about what I don't do. I don't entertain toxicity. I don't entertain gossip. I don't entertain drug use. I don't entertain alcoholics. I don't entertain fake ass people and fake fucking friends that pretend to be your fucking friend, and they're your fucking frenemy, bro. They're your fucking frenemy. They talk shit behind your back, but they pretend to be your friend at your front. You want to know what you call those people? Backstabbers, because they talk behind your fucking back, but they pretend to be your fucking friend and they smile to your fucking face. They're politics. They're politricksters. They're politicians. People will smile at your face, but then they're trying to gain something behind your back. You guys have a wonderful day. I don't want this to come off like a super negative video, because it's not. It's a very positive video. It's a letting go video. It's a letting go video of I'm allowing these things to be let go of my life. And by letting go, I'm accepting. By saying no to things, I'm saying yes to other things. Okay, so by saying no to bad things, I'm saying yes to good things. Okay, by saying no to scarcity mindsets, I'm saying yes to abundant mindsets. So peace, much love, namaste, love you guys.